This is Cindy Rowe, your host of the Kindness Advantage, where in 10 minutes or less, I will give you ways to implement kindness not only in your personal life, but in your business or your organization as well. And today's topic is all about the importance of inclusion. So, including others. And I wanted to bring this up recently. So I think if you guys reflect back in your childhood, right, we all have a story of when maybe we were left out from a friends group, right? In the elementary years, high school, definitely, maybe sometimes in college, where you were left out from an invitation to maybe a social gathering or, at the playground with friends. And, you really I feel like everyone experienced this some point in their lifetime, right? Well, I just had this experience recently as an adult, and it got me thinking about how important it is to include others. And sometimes, people don't even think about the consequences or the actions, I guess. Maybe they didn't even think that you would be interested in going. And I guess I was thinking about how, what an act of kindness it is to include others. And so I go to schools and have conversations with school children about kindness and how we can be a kind friend and the importance of kindness and the differences and in the, bullying is so big right now, and how just being a friend, a kind friend, could really make a difference in somebody's life. And during these presentations, I do fun activities to get them talking and really thinking about what it means to be a kind friend. And I visited this elementary school, and I was able to go to all the classrooms, right? Every single grade level of the elementary school. And as I gave the presentation, what astounded me the most was walking away from that, all the kids knew that including others was a big form of kindness. And I recall leaving that school thinking, wow, these kids have something that adults need to remember. And I reflected back on that just recently when I had the instance where I was left out. And I'm sure it wasn't intentional. And most of the times it's not about you, it's more about them. But it really hurt me. And I'm almost 50 years old, and you would think that these types of things shouldn't affect me, but they do, because I feel like I am easy to get along with. I have good time. I am very personable. So it kind of shook me, like, why wouldn't I be included in that? But these kids had it. And I recall specifically that, they would describe it as, if Sally was sitting by herself at lunch, we would invite her to our table. Or if Mike was coloring and he didn't have any friends nearby, we would invite him to color with us, or we would sit down and color with him. Same thing with the playground. If there was a new friend and they didn't have anybody to play with at recess, we would invite them to play with us. And I think that's just a lesson that we need to take, not only in our adult personal lives, but honestly in the workplace. And we need to find ways to encourage inclusion in the workplace and have it in the forefront of our minds of the importance of it, because when we include others, we make people feel valued, respected, heard. And this, I know, is kind of a new thing, with with companies, with the culture and trying to, really encourage inclusion, but there is major benefits for doing this. And making people feel valued, respected, and heard is a form of kindness. And I have shared with you, if you've been following along with my podcast, that kindness actually impacts the bottom line. So when you start including others and they feel valued, they're going to work harder. They're going to miss less work. They're going to offer their feedback, and their productivity is going to be higher. I mean, the list goes on and on. When we reach out to somebody that may have felt left out, you know, that helps us build meaningful connections and collaborations and personal growth. Those are all important things that we need in the workplace, right? Not only in our personal lives, my gosh, like just, I think because, and I've shared this before, that I went through a divorce, and things, friendships have changed since then, but it still pains me that, um, I don't have some of those friendships that I had because I thought they were genuine friendships before. And I understand that friendships are, have seasons, and, they weren't meant to be in my new season. And now I have space for different friendships. But it's still, including others gives you that meaningful connection, right? I have told you about a couple of my instances of me, feeling excluded. But, maybe reflect back on the time when you actually felt included, right? When somebody saw you at maybe a networking event and you were standing by yourself and you're kind of looking awkward in the corner, or maybe over by the coffee or water, station, and they invited you to come over to their table. Or if you're sitting alone, they asked if they could sit with you and started up a conversation. Like, think about how that made you feel, right? And what if you extended that to somebody the next time you see them alone or without buddies at, events? Or what if it's a new employee, right? Maybe they don't work on your team, but they're new. What if you invited them to lunch? What if you included them on certain things? Don't you think that would make their day? I don't know. I feel like these small acts of inclusion, not only at the workplace, but in our personal lives, really offers an opportunity to have a deep impact in our community. I don't know, maybe I'm extending it a little too far, but I really think it does. Those, small little acts like that of kindness, of including others, really can make a difference in somebody's life. It can also have a negative effect when you don't include them. But I'm trying to stay positive and encourage you that my experience that I had recently made me think about all the times growing up that I felt excluded, and how important it is, really a lesson to all of us, a reminder that it's really, really important to include others. And maybe that's not a strong suit of yours. Maybe it goes outside of your comfort zone. But just think, if you were in their shoes, how would you like that to be? I want to leave you with that, and how I leave you every week. Just remember, together, we create waves of change through kindness. Have a wonderful week.